Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this reading, I'm going to be using the Wildwood Tarot. So I'm going to draw 3 cards, and I just want to get some insight into just kind of the energies and events of the upcoming week. Okay. So I'll start with the first card, which represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. Okay, and we've got number 9, the Hooded Man. Now this would be the Hermit in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So we're starting off the week with a very, this is actually one of my favorite cards in the tarot, and this is a very introverted card, and it's a very powerful card. And I get 2 really strong messages with this card and what it means for us at the beginning of the week. So for many of us, we'll have this sort of urge to maybe isolate ourselves a little bit and really go within to access wisdom. So the beginning of the week is a time to get quiet within yourself. So, you know, set aside some time for meditation and maybe some writing, some journaling, stuff like that. So there's this urge to go within to get wisdom. And this isn't a time to look outside yourself for advice or wisdom from others, even though there is a lot of wisdom to be had from others and from, you know, learning other things. This isn't the time to really engage in that. And I feel like that's actually going to kind of carry us through for the whole week. So I feel like that's going to be true for a little while, not just the beginning of the week. So this card is all about going within to find your own answers, but also it's about recognizing yourself as being this sort of wise person, or having a wise person within yourself. So you might think of this as like your higher self, or your inner guru or inner Buddha. However you think of it, this card is signifying that it's time for you to sort of recognize that aspect of yourself and start to consult that aspect of yourself when it comes to you know, navigating difficult periods in your life, or making decisions, or even when you're about to embark on like a new journey or a new project or something like that. Those are all really good times to kind of consult your higher self, or your inner wise person. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next card. This card represents Wednesday and Thursday, so the middle of the week. And here we have the Shaman. So this is an interesting pairing. It's almost like this message kind of repeats itself. So the Shaman would also be the Magician in a Rider-Waite deck. And these two are so similar. The Shaman, again, is you know, a wise man. He's more about, I feel like he's more about manifestation and kind of harnessing power and intention and will, and he's more active. So I feel like as you move into the week, you're going to become a little more active. So it takes the introspection of the Hooded Man. The beginning of the week is about, you know, introspection and going within and recognizing yourself as an infinitely, you know, wise being, or having, you know, that aspect inside of yourself. But then after you do that, you move into the middle of the week and you move into this place where you feel like you're ready to take some action. You feel like you're ready to make things happen, you know, set your intentions, get clear, and start, start taking action on things and manifesting more. Now, as we move through the week and we get to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've got 8 of arrows, and this card, the word on it is struggle. So 8 of arrows would be 8 of swords in a Rider-Waite deck. So at the end of the week we have 8 of swords. Now that's interesting that we have this, you know, this deep wisdom and power, and then when we get to the end of the week, there's a bit of a challenge for us. Now Now the Eight of Arrows, actually I'm just going to bring it in closer because I want to get a better look at this card. Interestingly, I'm noticing a lantern. The shaman doesn't have a lantern, he's got a candle or something. But the lantern is very similar to the one in the Hooded Man. So we still, as we get to the end of the week, we're reminded to, again, tap into that inner wisdom, that inner light of consciousness that's going to help us navigate through any kind of challenges we have. Now, I don't want you to be alarmed at the Eight of Arrows, because it's not like, oh, you know, everything's great and then the weekend comes and the shit hits the fan. That's not that's not what this reading is saying at all. What I'm getting at is that the most of the week is about sort of building up your strength and building up your power so that you're ready for these challenges that are gonna come forward. Now, I'm just going to see if I can get anything else out of this card. I feel like a lot of us are going to be facing things that we've been wanting to face for a really long time, but we haven't felt like we've had the strength or the courage. And I say that because if we look at the face of the Hooded Man is hidden. The shaman is, we can see his face, but again, he's got this it looks like a bear skin or something on top of him, so he's still partially hidden. But then when we get to the end, we see the face is actually looking up. And it's almost like this is about sort of facing issues and things head on and being able to see things very clearly for what they are. And I feel like there's so much more to this card than what I've said so far. I know that in the Rider-Waite version of this deck, the Eight of Swords is about empowering yourself and realizing that your obstacles and the things that have been holding you back and keeping you stuck are all things that are they're not set in stone. You're able to deal with them, you're able to transcend them. And the only thing that's really keeping you stuck is sort of your mind. And the way that you think about your problems or the way that you think about your obstacles is the one thing that's keeping you stuck. It's not the obstacles themselves. So it's more, this card is more about sort of changing your thinking and working within, really, rather than without. Or working, you know, on the inner work rather than focusing on, you know, fixing or changing things in your external environment. And of course, the Eight of Arrows, arrows is swords in a Rider-Waite deck, and of course swords has to do with the mind and mental things and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to look at these cards together and I'm going to take a step back and see if I can pick up any more repeating themes or any messages that jump out at me. And I get the sense that many of us are going to feel like we're going on this journey alone. And I say that because in each card there's a lone figure who's sort of consulting himself or consulting something. But it shows, you know, three separate people who are sort of doing work alone, as it would appear. So I think this just kind of it's just sort of reflecting how many of us sometimes feel like we're alone on some of the inner work that we're doing. And of course that isn't true. So many people are working on themselves and having the same struggles and the same challenges and issues that you're having as well. So that's just something to kind of remind yourself as you're going through things and as you're kind of working on, you know, doing the inner work, is that you really are not alone. And then of course you always have the world of spirit to help you and guide you, and you can always tap into that you know, invisible world for support. So you're never alone. And it looks like a very powerful, exciting week, actually. So I'm really looking forward to it. And if you've noticed anything that you think I've missed or something that really stands out to you that you feel is important, I think this little robin thing is something important, but I don't have time to, because my camera's gonna, my battery's gonna die in like 10 seconds. So if you have any ideas of what that robin means, please feel free to comment in the comments below. So thank you for watching. My name's Kate from dailytarotgirl.com.